It's the length, elastic strength, time well spent. Moves made 10 toes, hold it down, cement. Brick and mortar bill, open like a store. The brand expands from local to core shores. It's the length, elastic strength, time. Yeah, once again, it's the length wave. Myself, Life Lee Long, Mo Ogun. We're back with another one, you know what I'm saying? Another one. We're out in Jersey this time, you know what I'm saying? You know, we always find our way through the underground, through the culture, you know what I'm saying? So we had to come out and just meet with the general. You know what I'm saying? With the general. We got Sun Low up in the building, you know what I'm saying? Salute to my brother Sun Low, Ayak General, you know what I'm saying? His brother has been in the culture, has been salute, just pivotal to the movement, you know what I'm saying, for a minute. And not just how we, you know, put together these fly garments and just do what we do. He's been doing groundwork for a minute with Lyricist Lounge. Shout out to Danny Castro, shout out to Blue Davis, shout out to all of those brothers over there, you know what I'm saying, Anthony Marshall, you know what I mean? So my first question to you is just why do you do what you do? As far as why do you do what you do as far as getting fly? Why do you just represent the culture like how you do? Like, why do you love this hip hop? Why do you do what you do, brother?
It's a lot of questions rolled up into one. The culture means a lot. It's, you know, it's so dynamic and strong, and it changed the world. When I know a lot of people that were way older when I was young, learning about like this hip hop, that didn't appreciate it. So that's, you know, for the hip hop culture aspect of it. I don't think that people thought that this was gonna go the way it's going or got this far. Hip hop is amazing. It's a gift and a curse too.
Facts.
But hosting shows is something I love to do because I love to support the artist that's just coming up, like, you know, like working to get their craft perfected and get them to come and perform if they could on a platform. It's to help them, to get them to the next level, you know. I always call my events, because they're a lot smaller, I call them practice platforms. You know, you practice up there, and you know, the more you do it, the better you become. Some people, you know, they like took off and they got a crazy cult following, and I'm so supportive and so proud of that. And if I paid any dues to getting them to get to where they're going, I'm just satisfied with that alone. You know, I appreciate that. As far as it's fly, you know, that's just part of my nature. You know, I'm from Jersey.
How long you been getting fly? Like, how long, like, what inspired you to even do, like, you know what I mean? Was it an older sibling? Was it people in your neighborhood? Like, what inspired you to be the Sun Low that you are? This is one of the flyest brothers I know, too, you know what I'm saying? Between him and I feel like AO Skills, they hold the crown of flyness.
I don't know if I hold any crown of any of this.
He holds the crown of flyness.
Shout out to AO Skills, my brother. I love you. It's just, I think it was a part of the code of conduct that we gave off from the late 80s or early 90s, when we were able to acquire it some ways, you know, illegally, you know, some ways legally. I worked in a clothing store here in Jersey, in Linden, New Jersey, called Julian's Army and Navy. Julian's Army and Navy, 316 Northwood Avenue. Go pay them a visit. That's family. They, you know, there's a father owned store. He gave it to his daughter, sold it to his daughter. She runs it now, Carissa. They have so many dope brands, and they also was the first store in the 90s to sell Polo Jeans Company outside of any department store. Wow. They were the first to have it. By me, of course, I pressed him to get it in the store. He got it, and it was like, wow, he got that in there when, you know, it counted, like in the 90s. This was like, I want to say he brought Polo Jeans into the store like by 95, I think, or 94, 95.
How was the low-life energy over here with the low-life gangs in Jersey?
Oh, we got some low teams out here, yes.
Shout out to PJC.
Super shout out to Low Style, PJC. You do have, out of Elizabeth, you know, you had like a Polo USA crew, I believe they were called. And some other kids that were really rocking it. Then you had the Lumberjacks, which was heavy into low, which is a, you know, that's shout out to Twiz. It was IOC, like Polo Rock and Click that Twiz had going up. They also did a lot of music too. Rock music as well, punk rock music as well, hardcore music as well. That's another thing about us here in Jersey. You know, my team, we have heads that do heavy metal and hip hop and house music. So
build on that real quick, the IOC Nation. Let them know
exactly. I was asking you, like, what is IOC? What is
You know what I'm
IOC?
saying?
Does it stand for anything? Like,
always yelling at kids,
Yes.
AYAK.
Always yelling at
and
kids.
you already know. I gotta like, you know, the acronym's AYAK spelled, and you already know.
always yelling at kids, you already know.
We were the first to throw up the A. Listen, IOC started in New York City, but being that, you know, I was a part of CM and RFC crew, I'm from Jersey, I'm in New York, you know, doing everything I gotta do.
Let them know what
you
CM and
Well, CM is, you know, that's criminal minded, constipated
Curious.
monkeys. You know,
Uptown.
Bobby
Harlem, Uptown.
Harlem, Bronx, Queens, and also Jersey. And then you had RFC, which was, you know, running from cops, Ralphie's Forgotten Children. That's Lower East Side. And, you know, we were, you know, doing our thing through the early 90s, like by 90, 91, 92, 93. Before you know it, we start this thing called IOC. That's a whole nother story. That'll take forever. And then, you know, I'm from Jersey. My Jersey team is
What part of
CM.
Jersey? What part of Jersey?
I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey, Roselle, Rahway, Linden.
All over.
Those four towns are like, that's me. I got hella ground. And I got hella family. Like my family is massive, massive, massive. And anybody from around the way, y'all know that. So I got my like cousins, like my family. Like, cause we got, like my father's side of the family is like over 150 years in Elizabeth. So we got a lot of history there just within my family, like my family tree.
Alone.
Then on my mother's side, you know, we got a lot of family in that too. So, but my IOC family, like, that's my family. Like listen, I know they say blood thicker than water, but bro, I got homies in IOC, right, that are to the core like my blood family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I got cousins that are IOC also, and we all treat each other like brothers. Like I got homies that are IOC, and they got brothers and cousins. It's the same vibe. Like them niggas is all chilling with my cousins, and my cousins too. Like right now, I promise you, there's about like 20 cliques in IOC right now, chilling right now, doing whatever they do.
Do you remember how deep IOC is?
It's stupid deep.
But you know what's crazy?
It's like thousands deep, thousands.
You know what's
That's
crazy?
just out here alone, not the country. You know what I mean? But it's more underground. Like it's more like the kept. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm coming
Best
from?
kept secret.
Yeah, because it's not. They say it's like a fraternity, or because we ain't organized. Like, you know where I'm coming from? So it's just once you reap the benefits of being fam, you don't have to broadcast that like for everybody. Like it ain't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for everybody neither. You feel where I'm coming from? So.
Exactly.
But IOC's not a polo crew. That's by far. There's less people in IOC that wear polo than there is people in IOC that don't wear polo. So how about that? Like, so you're not even. So people try to associate that because of the connection with Low Life. Super shout out
But
to
the true low life movement, like it wasn't all about just polo. It was all different brands that cats were sporting too.
Well, I'm only speaking
Yeah,
that for
they-
people who wouldn't know
True,
that.
true.
You understand where I'm coming from?
True.
For people who wouldn't know, because when they think of Low, they think of like
think
a polo
about the
crew.
low. Right,
But you know, it's way deeper than that
It's
with
way
the Low
deeper.
Life. So like,
Right.
you know, polo is a uniform for many, but that's the least of the contribution to what they put together.
Right.
And I'm, you know, by far a late like, you know what I'm saying, like low life. Like I didn't invent with the original 88s.
Facts.
Before they were before they were the original 88s, they was running around doing what they were doing, building who they became. So I got down in like 98. So that just goes to show you. But I did have a relationship with quite a few, and eventually I got accepted to, or I got asked to become, rather, the show Improve. I was always doing that. So eventually, like, it kind of like went hand in hand.
Right.
And then with the whole IOC thing, it's like, it's strength, Super shout out to RPC, Double RL, Chief Squad, Ladies Rock and Low. Like, it's just a lot of dope low crews out there that really put on for the polo uniform, and they rep it to the fullest. And listen, people say I ain't got shit on those people that rock that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people got collections that are beyond like any outlet or flagship store, man.
This dude is one of the flyest, man. I have two questions, and this probably like kind of sum things up. Can you just build on just your movements with the Lyricist Lounge crew, and also what's next for Sun Low? What do you got in the bag? I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I missed the fucking the Low series that you had, the Low web
Fly
series.
Spread
Fly Spread Masters. I missed that, and the documentary, the web series that you had also.
Oh yeah, that was
You know what I mean?
dope.
Like both of those was official. So can you just talk about just your movements with Lyricist Lounge, and also just what you got next?
Well, when it comes to the Lyricist Lounge, I was lucky to be a part of that, because they didn't have to like let me rock out with them. In the beginning, it wasn't even like it was an open policy neither. So, I mean, I was a knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold you, like I was out there wilding. You know what I mean? Robbing, fighting, whatever. Like, getting busy. Shaking ground, especially in New York City, where the Lyricist Lounge, originates from. But before there was a Lyricist Lounge, the kids that, introduced that whole aesthetic to the culture, Anthony Marshall, Danny Castro, Wise Dread, my god brother Blue Davis. I just, I used to freestyle spit constantly. I was always in ciphers. I used to always start ciphers, join ciphers, hop in ciphers.
I think I met him.
Cypher bully. I was a definite cypher bully.
I think I met him cypher bully inside.
They used to call me Chewbacca. So, once I was able to show Improve on my street team levels, how I could promote and stuff like that, I was out there, slapping up stickers, posters, handing out like stacks of flyers. Like, I would have a stack this high in my hand, and I promise you, all those flyers would get distributed. And at the time, you really wanted to get people to come to see some dope hip hop. So, I had the same vibe I had then as I do now. And this is culture. So, I'm a culture supporter, culture controller. I just want to have people come and see something dope live. And that's how the Lyricist Lounge, really showed me the way how to do it better. Because I learned how to host shows from them. Do my own platforms because of them. So, and then we used to do parties as well with the magazines, all the magazines. We used to just super cross promote, and we would just be at these parties, and we started doing rooftop parties. I got into doing boat parties, yacht parties, rooftop parties. I want to say probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, and trying to keep it alive, And I got levels to the type of music I like. So yeah, you could catch me at a mainstream party, chilling in an all-white party, on a boat, rapping around Manhattan, circling the Statue of Liberty, whatever. But I like the vibe, no matter where I'm at. I'm gonna do my best to have a positive vibe, no matter where I'm at. My aggression is out of love. It ain't out of trying to put pressure on people.
I love it.
And as of right now, I got into a career move, so that's working for me and my family. But on my time, I like to still host shows. Tonight we had Get Lost with Indie Vibes playing all indie music.
Official, man.
No commercial music, no old school music, no classics. We just want to break out new artists that you might not be familiar with and, you know, show the world like, you know, there's a lot of great music, a lot of great talent. And the radio ain't giving them no shine, so guess what? We gonna push them and carry that torch, man. We're gonna be the beacon of light for, you know, these great artists in the darkness. And hopefully we'll continue that. And you asked me about Fly Spread Masters, that's what that's called.
Yes.
Shout out to my old partner, 50mm Mafia, Turner Supply. Turner Supply actually moved down to Orlando.
Okay.
You know, COVID messed up a lot of stuff. So with COVID, you know, it kind of like, I used to bring people to the crib with the duffel bag.
Right, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? And showing y'all how to break the pieces down in the outfit, lay it out in the bed.
Incredible, bro.
You know what I mean? Do a nice interview with them. Had great guests, great guests. Everybody that came through, whether it was low heads or not, females, you know, the women that I showed them to, and they just showed y'all how they got busy. But I'm doing my best to put together a newer platform for that, to revamp it. So when I do it, stay tuned because I still have that on my schedule. As far as Racks, the web series,
yes.
that was just.
You left us hanging, man, with a couple of episodes. I was trying to see what happened with the whole jokes and everything.
Right. So, we had a few people that got that passed away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, not a few people. We had some people that passed away and got injured, and you know, they're not, you know, it's a little different for them right now. Like, you know, shout out to everybody that was on that web series with us. We filmed that from New Jersey to New York. It was crazy. It wasn't about no gangs and drugs, but it was definitely bugged out.
It was
like,
fun. It was
like,
dope, man.
Like the lowest of drugs,
like there, Uncle Nick. There was a lot of people on there.
Yeah, Rome Street was definitely on it. Word, Uncle Nick. Yeah, just to name a couple.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the storyline fell into a situation that, you know, the people that were supposed to be, like, you know, the parts are supposed to play out, and, you know, we ain't changing the characters, you know what I mean? Like, you can't change the people who played the original character.
Right.
So it doesn't work like that. We filmed that with no budget.
Is that still on YouTube where like our listeners can like check that out?
So just look up Racks web series, RACKS web series attached to one word. That's Turner Supply's baby right there. He filmed that. That was kind of fun to do.
And the Fly Spread Masters, those episodes are still
You
up.
can still look at Fly Spread Masters on YouTube as well. OSM TV also has a few episodes on his platform. The way I'm gonna redo Fly Spread Masters is gonna be completely different. So it's kind of hard to, like, you know, bring people out to lay out there.
It's hard, right?
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, it's, you know,
having people in your space at these times is a little bit different right now. You know
that
what
as
I'm
well.
saying? Yeah,
That as well.
maybe even like a space like this, you can do something like that or something.
I think the thing with Fly Spread Masters is meant to lay it out on the bed. That was my image, because I was doing these layouts, filming them, and then, you know, Turner Supply, like, he was just like, yo, interview, you know what I'm saying, you for it, right? And I'm like, you know what? I want to interview other people. Because I don't like, I'm humble enough to not, like, it ain't about me, it's about them. You know what I mean? So I want to look out for them, for the people. So I thought about the people before I thought about myself. So that's the reason why, when it came down to doing the actual interviews about people's style, that was it. And that's funny, that word Fly Spread Masters, the name Fly Spread Masters,
Right.
like the title, I came up with that like the day, like a few minutes before we started filming it.
Wow.
Because the title was originally supposed to be Layout Kings, and the person that needed to be involved, that created the term Layout Kings, he just wasn't on board 100%. He was dealing with something.
Right.
So it was crunch time. So we got the cameras and everything all set up in my place, and everything locked in. We got the guests.
Right.
I'm thinking about a name for days. I'm like, damn, man, what can I do to make it seem like people can always remember it by? And I said, Fly Spread Masters is what we're gonna call it. My father, he wasn't with it. He ain't like the name. And I was like, watch, we're gonna name it that. And then I came up with the look, helped curate the logo, get the design done.
Right.
And shout out to Box Low, Box Films, Solutions Enterprise platforms. Y'all was trying to fight what we was gonna do, because when we filmed it, we didn't release it right away. We let y'all know we had something, and these other people to like scramble to see what's up, because horsepower was in play, all these different, ideas for Polo was starting to come out of people. So I was like, damn, I didn't want to always make it about Polo neither. So that's another reason why it's about the individual, because I brought people up there that ain't even rock.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Was up there.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Thank you again for coming out. Building with us. The legend, Sun Low, Ayak, NJ. You know what I'm saying? Low Life, Ayak, Lyricist Lounge Movement, Pivotal, brother from our culture. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's another episode. The Length Wave. You know what I mean? Catch us again. Length Wave, baby.
Shout out to Chief Squad.
Peace.
Lifelong.
Biggie.
Sun Low. Ayak, baby. Shout out to the Chief Squad, all the low lives out there. You know what I mean?